All right, a reminder, and we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Underwood, and then we'll go to questions for the student athletes. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Someone will come by with a microphone. If you have a follow-up question, please use the microphone. With that, opening statement from Coach Underwood.
Yeah, these days are never very fun. Means the end to a great season, to a championship season, and we don't want to lose sight of any of that in that locker room. It was. Wish I had an explanation for 6 of 25 from 3. Our poor shooting. I thought for the most part we were really good defensively. They made some baskets late, but I thought we were very good defensively. Played well enough to win on that side of the court, but there's no doubt that we turned the ball over 17 times. We got out rebounded, gave up a boatload of offensive rebounds, which gave them opportunities. When you combine turnovers with offensive rebounds, and the fact that they got 9 more field goal attempts than us, it really stresses your offense. So I thought their guards were terrific. Give Sheed and Moore a lot of credit. Those guys were very effective. They got size, they got athleticism, and for the most part, we did a great job on Fabian. He was 1 of 8, but their guards were definitely the story. So give them credit. Tough day, not a fun day for sure, but also a big tribute to these guys for being a championship caliber team and winning a Big Ten championship, and let's not lose sight of that.
Questions for the student athletes, please raise your hand right down here.
Matt Zahn from CBS Chicago. For Trent, obviously, we can see the emotion on your face. Can you put into words the disappointment of coming up short of getting to the Sweet 16 a second straight year?
First I want to say, I read Twitter. Coach tells us to stay off Twitter, but I read the stories. I read what everyone says about us. But I just want to say, unbelievable from this team. No one knows how hard and how hard this season has been for us. Coach said in the locker room, we from injuries to COVID. From my eye, we've been all over the place, especially late. Jake being out, he was huge for us late in the season. But no one knows how hard this team, has come. The hours we've spent in the oven is unbelievable. We've gone from fighting each other to beating each other up, competing at a high level. You see we got RJ up here. His confidence, Coach trusts him. He puts him out there. He makes big-time plays. But I was going to say, no one knows, how hard this team has worked. But emotion-wise, it's been a long journey, obviously. It's been, a pleasure to be playing for Coach. Unbelievable competitor, fighter. And that's who I try to, take on is him. He's almost like a father. I've been here for 5 years around him, and I try to take on his personality. But obviously we fell short. But like you said, to see where this program has come, 2 years in a row, elite, top 32 teams, it shows we're headed in the right direction. And we're leaving, me, Kofi, whatever his decision is, DeMonte, Jake, Plummer, hell of a career. We're leaving this program in good hands, and, they're going to be back here this year. So despite the loss, I'm still proud of this team. And I'm proud of this program, for, everything.
This is for Kofi. How do you kind of process the finality of this again? Just was there anything you can take from last season and kind of understand both sides of the big picture and also now?
It is what it is. Like Trent said, we fell short. In games like these, you can't really it's not much you can say. You can't really put it in words. It's a hard feeling. Going through this for another year, like you said, I went through it last year before. So it hurts really bad. Especially for the guys that's leaving. We always want to leave with a good a good feeling, you know, and we don't want to leave the freshmen and the younger guys with with a bad feeling. So it definitely sucks that we lost. We fell short, you know. I can't really put anything in words.
Last question for the student athletes.
RJ, what kind of explanation did you get for the tech after the dunk, and how much did that just hurt you guys in the momentum that you were trying to get and come back in the second half?
I didn't get no explanation from the ref. It's just I've been doing that since high school, so I don't know what was the problem on that because I was going full speed on that transition. So I was always think about what happened to Paul George just landing on the mat on the rim. So I just try to hang out, go better, let them come back to on both feet. So I don't know what was the tech about on the fast break, but try to ask the ref like what was it. He didn't want to explain to me like what was the tech about.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. All right, questions for Coach, please raise your hand. We'll start back here.
Jeremy Warner, Illini Inquirer. Brad, it seemed like Andre had something with the refs before the game, and then he didn't play the final 26 minutes. So can you explain the thing with the refs and just why he didn't play the last 26 minutes?
He had the same stuff he had on Friday night, or when did we play? I don't even know. Friday. And went through it with warm-ups, and it was a piece of gear. And then they told him he couldn't wear it. So that's all I know.
Coach, Doug Bouchon from Rival said it seemed like you couldn't quite find the right combination of guys on the court that would give you the balance that you need offensively and defensively. Would you say that's a fair assessment? Yeah,
pretty much. Guys, we miss Jacob Grandison. Jacob Grandison's our maestro. And Jacob makes everything go for us on the offensive end from his position. And, you know, it's not only do we miss his shooting, we miss his passing. He's an elite passer. I mean, look at his assist totals and look at those passes and where they go. Most of them go to Kofi. You know, we miss that. And then his versatility because he can play multiple spots. So, you know, it's been juggling, you know, and Luke and RJ were terrific. And you see the future. You see RJ's just talent and his spontaneity and being able to go make a play. You see RJ or Luke's ability to go jump up and make shots and compete. So, but yeah, you know, you're fighting it. I mean, you know, they didn't guard Coleman. They let him shoot it, and you know, that's an area where he's got to. He's a really good shooter, but he's got to believe in that. And you know, all of a sudden Luke jumps up and starts hitting him. You got to play him, and so it's we miss Coleman on the defensive side, and you know, we needed we needed Luke on the offensive side. So yeah, it was a juggling match all night, but again, you know, that shows how much we miss Jake.
Back here.
Coach, obviously RJ with the huge play, the huge dunk, and then the tech. What do you tell your team to try and keep them inspired and that fiery passion after that? I mean, after kind of all that emotion after that play.
Yeah, it's deflating. You make a play that changes momentum of a game, and then to have that called in that moment, and I can't wait to see it. He told me he should never have called it, but in the moment he calls it. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's personal. I don't know. But for that play to be called like that, when a kid's got a full head of steam going 100 miles an hour, and we all talk about safety and well-being of student athletes, come on. And then to kill momentum like that, it's horrible.
Brad, Matt's on CBS Chicago. Just to follow up on that first question, what went into Andre Curbelo not playing in the second half?
Coach's decision.
Steve Greenberg, sometimes. Brad, playing the freshman, did that begin as you sort of casting a line to see if you could get some nibbles with it, or did you decide we can't win unless I put these guys out there for real?
Both. I mean, we needed to make shots. We got great shots. We just couldn't make them. We weren't making them. And, you know, it's frustrating to put yourself in a position to get wide open. We make really good plays, and we just miss shots. And, you know, you're looking for anything that'll spark you. I'd made up my mind that we had to go a little deeper in this game anyway. But, you know, RJ's spontaneity and his athleticism, I knew we would need in this game. You know, and then Luke just jumps up and you know, makes two like he's been doing it his whole life. So, yeah, we needed that. It was both of those. I mean, you're looking for that spark, and you know, you love playing veterans, but tonight it was a night that the freshmen were great.
Last question for Coach, right down here.
Brad, I mean, Sky Ritchie, News Gazette, you mentioned in your opening statement not letting this game, you know, erase all that this season was, but how do you get 19 to 23-year-olds maybe in that spot and maybe not let this be so huge?
We won a Big Ten championship. I mean, they're going to hang a banner, we're going to get a ring, and it's a Big Ten championship. We happen to have fewer points than our opponent today, and that happens. And we didn't play very well. We didn't shoot it very well. We played well enough. We didn't shoot it very well. I mean, you look at our two games here, and we just, I mean, we just shot it. We've shot it terrible. Jacob was a big part of that reason. He makes us flow. Trent having pink eye. What Trent said, I've been through more things this year with this team than I have my entire career put together, and that's 35 years. That's going back to be a junior college coach. The stuff that we have dealt with, and the not practicing at Christmas break when you get teams gritty and tough and want to fight, and not practicing. You know, we're probably 20 practices light of what we were last year, and at big times, and without players in any constant flow, and so on one hand I'm disappointed, and on one hand I'm just ecstatic as heck that we got a group to stay together, we stay connected, and be able to win a Big Ten championship. And unfortunately we had a couple injuries, and Trent played through it, and Jacob's shoulder was pretty severe, and he tried, but you know, sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way, and you don't get the breaks that you need. Last year, we were blessed, but you know, at the end of the day, we got to be better, and in this game, and we'll continue. You know, like I said, only thing I know to do is keep getting back here, and you know, you got to have matchups, you got to have good team, and doggone it, today wasn't our day.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.